Всем привет! Добро пожаловать на канал. Мы возвращаемся в Хогвартс Легаси. За кадром я немножечко полетала, прям совсем чуточку. Буквально открыла вот эту портяжку и долетела по заданию в тени поместья к Себастьяну. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. Погнали!
You made it.
Enjoying the view?
Keeping an eye on things. Feldcroft isn't what it used to be. No one has felt safe here since Ranrock's loyalists took a peculiar interest in that castle over there. Rookwood Castle. My uncle Solomon is a former Auror and refuses to look into it, even after Anne was cursed by one of them. Possibly with a wand, no less.
I heard a goblin refer to wizard kind as wand carriers. Are goblins forbidden from carrying wands?
Precisely. That's why I'm on the hunt for answers. If I'm to cure her, I need to understand what happened to her. Anne was always the most mischievous of the three of us. Which is saying something, knowing me and ominous. I'm hoping a surprise visit from me and a new friend from Hogwarts will help lift her spirits. Bring back the Anne I used to know. Come on. I'll take you to my uncle's.
Ну, пойдем.
This way.
Давай, веди.
Feldcroft used to be a lot livelier. With Ranrock's lot wandering about all the time, everyone stays out of sight. Here we are. My sister should be just inside.
Ну, давай. Давай.
Aha!
Sebastian, where did you... Is that what I think it is?
We've been over this, boy.
Hey.
Shrivelfigs cannot reverse a curse. Nothing can. The sooner you accept that reality, the better.
But we haven't tried everything.
There is no cure! When will you accept that?
Never. I can never accept it.
Now look what you've done.
I'm sorry.
Leave.
I'm
Жалко
sorry you had to
девчонку.
see that. If you don't mind, I just need a moment alone.
Poor Sebastian. Not the visit he'd hoped for.
I'm sorry about earlier. Those bouts of pain are difficult to bear.
Давай
Are you all
поговорим.
right, Anne? I didn't mean to intrude.
You didn't, truly. And I'm all right. The pain from this curse comes in bouts, and often suddenly. It's not anyone's fault. It's nice to meet you, by the way. You must be the new 5th year Sebastian told me about.
I am. Sebastian and I met my first day at Hogwarts, in the Slytherin common room.
Oh, the common room. I adored teasing first years about spotting mermaids through the window. I do miss Hogwarts, but I wouldn't mind being in Feldcroft really if it wasn't so dreary now. Between the goblins at the castle and my uncle fighting with Sebastian whenever he's home, it's not the cozy retreat it once was.
Sebastian mentioned something about your uncle being an ex-Auror, but refusing to go after Ranrock's loyalists. I must say, I wasn't prepared for him to be as angry as he was.
Uncle Solomon is frustrated by what happened to me, and by Sebastian for thinking he can fix it. They both mean well, I know they do, but my uncle is
А
right.
если я смогу?
This curse cannot be undone. I can feel it. Sebastian cannot take away my pain. Perhaps you can help him to understand that.
Себастьян
I'm
принял
afraid it's
решение.
really up to Sebastian, and his mind seems to be made up.
I can only hope he realizes the futility of his search for a cure soon. I'm getting tired. I should probably rest. Thank you for stopping by.
Да, пожалуйста.
I wish you well.
Эй, Соломон, ты где? Давай
That boy
поговорим.
will fray my last nerve.
Excuse me, Mr. Sallow.
Oh, yes, Sebastian's friend. I apologize on behalf of my nephew. He doesn't know when to stop. I was about to check on Anne. Did I see you come from the house? How is she?
She's all right. She said she was going to rest.
Nothing can be done for her.
Неужто ничего нельзя
It
сделать?
could be that you've not yet discovered the cure.
Ah, you sound like Sebastian, thinking you know better than the healers at St. Mungo's.
Perhaps the healers don't know everything, sir. Sebastian is single-mindedly focused on finding a way to help his sister. If there is a cure, he will find it.
Your faith in Sebastian is misplaced. Some sort of dark magic cursed Anne, and the goblins aren't likely to explain themselves any time soon. Giving her hope is cruel. The only thing to do now is keep Anne comfortable and stay out of the Loyalists' way.
Надежда может
With all
помочь.
due respect, sir, hope could keep Anne's spirits up.
You may mean well, but I know what's best for Anne and Sebastian. They are my stubborn brother's children. Especially Sebastian. If you really want to be of help, you'll make sure Sebastian does what he should do, not what he wants to do. He's no idea the harm he could do if he doesn't stop. I hope you remember what I've said. Good day.
I ought to see how
Хорошего
Sebastian's
дня.
faring.
Себастьян, ну-ка давай
Why
поговорим.
will he not listen to me? She's my sister.
How are you doing, Sebastian?
You got a first-hand glance at what I'm dealing with. I apologize for my uncle.
Он хочет
I
поступить
know he's
правильно.
angry, but he's only trying to do what he thinks is best for Anne.
He's always angry. He's been angry since my parents died. After Anne was hurt, he only grew worse. It's as though he blames me somehow, always calling me my father's son, as if that's an insult. I'm the one trying to help her. He's simply given up.
Both Anne and your uncle seem genuinely convinced that nothing more can be done for her.
I refuse to believe that. Anne's pain is more than physical. It has changed her entirely. I miss my sister. And I'm going to get her back. Come with me. I need to show you where it happened.
Пойдем.
Ranrock's loyalists are capable of so much
давай,
more
веди.
than people realize. They should not be
Веди.
underestimated. All the debris you'll see is from whatever's going on at that abandoned estate. They've been digging for something.
А побыстрее можно?
Up there, on that plateau, is where they cursed Anne. This way.
Давай.
How much longer are we expected to dig through this rubble? Ranrock knows what he's doing. It's an honor to be a part of it. Fight about as well as a potato skin. Rather unwise coming back this way. I won't rest. You've made your last mistake.
Да, конечно.
Does Hogwarts teach you nothing about dueling? One less human to worry. Such arrogance. I won't rest. You let me down at once!
Incendio!
I won't rest.
Confringo!
Dead.
Expelliarmus! Potato!
No!
Stupefy! Leviosa! Accio! Stupefy!
Что ты за подубешь?
Cinder! Glacius! Repulsor! Levioso. Accio. Incendio.
I confess, that was a bit more than I bargained for. I tried to warn you.
Все или еще? Все. Подожди. Я сейчас заберу пару сундучков. Интересно, кто это сидит?
Revelio.
Так, Себастьян. Давай поговорим.
Those loyalists deserved what they got.
Couldn't agree more. This is where it happened. We smelled smoke in the middle of the night. When we looked outside, flames were shooting from the estate. Before my uncle and I could stop her, Anne rushed out, racing towards the fire, worried someone had been hurt. She came face to face with a horde of goblins, frantically trying to stamp out the flames. Suddenly, an icy voice drifted out from somewhere in the smoke. Children should be seen and not heard. A blinding blast followed. They didn't even give her a chance to run.
Они пытались что-то спрятать.
Seems an awfully violent response to a child wandering by. What were they trying to hide?
My thoughts exactly. It may be grasping at Billywigs, but I keep thinking that there might be something here that could lead me to whoever cursed Anne. Might be the only way to learn what type of magic harmed her, which could help me find a cure.
Perhaps you're right. The loyalists are everywhere, but they do seem to be spending a lot of time here, and it's likely they're hiding something.
And at Rookwood Castle. Shall we have a look around? They seem to have set up camp here for a specific reason. They have stations for
Revelio.
everything. I've heard that goblin dig sites like these are popping up everywhere.
It's a wonder the Ministry isn't doing more.
Что еще? Печь.
Whose home was this?
Been abandoned long since I've lived here. Rumor was a Hogwarts professor lived here once, centuries ago. But that's all I ever heard. It might be worth taking a closer look at the house itself.
Ну-ка, пойдем.
Sebastian! I've seen this before. The house, the well, the view.
What do you mean? When?
Give me a moment. I'll explain in a second.
Ну-ка, объясни. Я что-то не поняла.
Sebastian, over here. Do you think this was damaged by the fire the night that Anne was cursed?
Could be. But it looks to me as though this was intentional.
Revelio.
Only following orders. Take your accusations to someone else.
Колодец.
This well looks familiar. Sebastian, this house did belong to a Hogwarts professor. hundreds of years ago.
Who? What do you...
I found a pensive that day in the restricted section with a memory that showed this house. There was a little girl and a drought.
Исидора.
Keepers have shown me other memories as well. The girl became a Hogwarts professor. Her name was Isadora Morganach. She was one of the keepers.
The keepers? Like in Quidditch? And you found a pensive in the library? I'm not following you.
I realize it's a lot to take in. I'm not even sure I understand it all yet. And no, not like Quidditch. They call themselves keepers because they're protecting some type of knowledge. It all has to do with the vault at Gringotts.
Let me see if I've got this straight. You have Ranrock and Rookwood after you because of something you found at Gringotts where you ended up via a port key. You can see traces of an ancient magic that you think Ranrock is trying to harness. And now you've been witnessing memories left by keepers. Oh, and this house belonged to a Hogwarts professor who was one of these non-Quidditch keepers hundreds of years ago.
Именно так.
If I didn't know you, I'd think you were pulling my leg.
It is all a bit much, isn't it? When you put it like that. The point is, we both have good reason to search this house. You for answers about what happened to Anne, and me for answers about the keepers.
Look at this.
Ну что?
Someone piled this here for a reason. Is it blocking something?
Only one way to find out. Huh.
Ну-ка,
A
давай
stairwell.
посмотрим.
Why bother blocking a stairwell?
There might be something here worth a closer look.
They've left all of this simply strewn about. Tells me they're after something bigger.
Дайте мне Люмос.
Lumos. Lumos.
Я уже вторую неделю в лагере. Каждый день привозят все новых больных. Врачи-маглы и даже наши целители стараются сделать для них все возможное. Скорбь почти осязаема. Те, кто оправился от чумы, никогда не оправятся от боли утраты. Лихорадка пройдет, кожа заживет. Но печаль останется в сердце навечно. Я видела мужчину, который, как и мой отец, потерял ребенка. Это невыносимо. Мне хотелось хоть немного облегчить его страдания. Я начинаю думать, что остальные неправы. Я способна помочь этим несчастным. На мой взгляд, оставить их страдать не менее жестоко, чем избавить от мук.
A journal entry of Isadora's. Seems these journal
Я
entries are
приехала
from
сюда
Isadora's
на...
travels.
Спасибо. Я приехала сюда за знаниями, а теперь меня переполняет желание помочь. Сомнения терзают душу. Такое чувство, словно моя магия жаждет исцелять, а я не позволяю ей. Неужто надежды нет? Неужто угрызения совести будут терзать меня всю оставшуюся жизнь? Как смотреть этим людям в глаза и притом знать, что я могла бы облегчить их страдания? Сегодня снова видела мужчину, напомнившего мне отца. Он покинул лагерь. Разве плохо было бы помочь ему? По-моему, это позволило бы не только применить мои особое умение для благого дела, но и узнать много нового.
Lumos. You're not going to believe this. I can see the Undercroft.
What? A daydream? Because that happens to me too.
Себастьян?
I know it sounds strange,
Honestly, nothing you say sounds strange to me anymore.
but fair enough. I can see the Undercroft through this stone wall, as though it's a window. This has happened before.
I'm listening.
I think it's to do with my ability to see traces of ancient magic.
But you said you didn't really understand it, and that you couldn't wield it.
That's true, and I'm still not sure what it all means. What I do know is that my ability allows me to travel through these windows I see.
Wait. We can get straight to the Undercroft from here. Ominous will be flawed.
We can, but Perhaps best not to tell anyone else about this for now. Even ominous.
Understood. Well then, invisible, secret, ancient magic passageway? Here we come.
Давай.
I'm tempted to hold my breath.
Войдем в эту крипту. Ну? А вот и крипта.
Why would the door lead us here?
Sebastian, look.
А вот это надо забрать.
Why hide a triptych here?
Seems as if something's missing.
A note. Let's have a look.
В общем, ничего не понятно, но очень
Anything
интересно.
helpful in the note?
A rune symbol. I've seen similar symbols used by the keepers.
I've been thinking. A keeper lived in that house centuries ago, and Ranrock and his lot have been searching there. You said that goblins may be wielding some form of this ancient magic. Do you think Anne was cursed by ancient magic?
I can't be sure, of course, but I don't think so. I didn't see any traces of it around your sister.
Very well. But that doesn't mean it's not ancient magic. There's still so much we don't know about it.
True. Perhaps this triptych will lead us to answers.
Then we'll have to unravel what this all means. But now I need to see Ominous. Don't worry, I won't tell him anything. Did I mention that, apparently, Salazar Slytherin had a secret scriptorium here, in Hogwarts?
You did not. Is it connected to our common room?
No idea. Ominous just learned of it. I'll let you know what I find out. I had no idea our visit to Sian would unfold into all of this. My head's an utter mess. But I'm glad you told me everything you did. I'll be in touch.
Хорошо.
Till then.
Связывайся со мной. Что дальше по заданиям? Забота о брате, значит. Из крипты можно портироваться? Можно. Летим. Летим со всех ног. Ну, побыстрее, пожалуйста.
How unfortunate for you.
Где? А, вон вижу.
You'll have to fight eventually.
Meet me near the ruins of Falbaton Castle. After dark. Do not tell anyone.
Do not tell anyone. Так, а тут... А, тут мы уже были. Ладно, бежим.
This could prove dangerous if I'm not careful. Is that Infurious wearing a woolly jumper? That must be Bardolph.
Где кто?
Bardolph's woolen jumper. I'm not sure Madame Beaumont would want to know what really happened to him. Revelio.
Есть еще что-то? Запись 2. Омерзительность того, что я видел, не передать словами. Они создали инфернала. Вдохнули жизнь в изуродованный труп. Я пытался не показать своего отвращения, но, увы, похоже, они все поняли. Нужно убедить их, что я не шпион, что я их не выдам. Если мне не удастся этого сделать, то, боюсь, меня постигнет та же ужасная участь.
This mentions Inferi, and something about it being Bardolph's turn next.
Мне страшно, и это раздражает, но отступать уже поздно. Пару проклятий я уже освоил, но если хочу выучить еще, нужно им подчиняться. Никто не должен понять, что мне страшно. Они уже и так шепчутся у меня за спиной. Меня предупреждали, что темным волшебникам доверять нельзя, но сейчас я просто не могу иначе. Мне нужна сильная магия, чтобы защитить себя, Клэр и весь Верхний Хоксфилд. Господи.
An entry from Bardolph's journal. He overheard whispers. A plan, something to do with him. Ha! Reparo. Glacius. Levioso.
Я надеюсь, ты девочка.
Professor Howin will never believe this.
Я очень надеюсь, что ты девочка. Есть. Девочка. Отлично. Так, тут все. Тут все. Я тебя вижу. Где другие? Ой-ой-ой. Так, один вижу. Вот еще один. И еще один. Еще где-то один должен быть шарик. Шарик, ты где? Шарик. Где еще один шарик? Мне же надо закрыть. Вот он, нашла. Ой, простите. Клэр.
You've made Upper Hogsfield safer, and for that, I thank you.
Так, давай сначала
What you looking
продам,
for
что
exactly?
мне не нужно будет. Блин. Ладно, вот это хотя бы продам.
Thank you for passing through.
Давай поговорим о твоем брате.
Madame Beaumont, I do have some news of your brother.
Oh, please tell me he's safe.
К сожалению,
I
он
regret
погиб.
to say that Bardolph had been turned into an Inferius, and I had to kill him.
What? But how could you possibly think that an Inferius was my brother Bardolph? That's absurd.
He was wearing a woolen jumper, hand-knitted.
No, this can't be.
I'm truly sorry. I wish it had been better news. I wish you well, Madame Beaumont.
What more could I have done? Oh, Bardolph.
Ну не плакай. Все будет хорошо. Ты жива, и
Bardolph.
на этом спасибо.
Dear brother.
Что дальше? Что-то там хотела. Кровное родство. Астрономия. Хочу астрономию. Не сюда. Хогвартс. Ну, грузимся. Скорее грузимся. А ну быстренько загрузился. Вот то-то же. Привет.
Can I help you?
I believe you can. I'm Sophronia, by the way, and I need help from someone who's at least a 5th year. Are you familiar with Herodiana Byrne? Don't answer that. Of course you're not. No one seems to know of her but me. She's only the single greatest Depulso master of all time, even taught at Hogwarts, briefly.
How interesting. I'm amazed I've never heard of her.
It's a travesty she's not more well known. I often read about great witches in my limited free time. There are many. Whilst reading about her, I learned that she built a secret Depulso training room here at Hogwarts. But in typical clever Herodiana fashion, One cannot access it unless one knows Depulso, which of course, third years aren't taught.
And you're a third year, so...
Quick one, aren't you? According to what I've read, her signature outfit may still be there. I would love to see it. Would you get Herodiana's signature outfit and show it to me?
How did Herodiana Byrne become famous by casting Depulso?
She once saved orphans from a wild Grafhorn by banishing it over Stonehenge. That's on Salisbury Plain. She once banished a meddlesome dark wizard all the way to Durmstrang while she was in the Alps. That one may have been exaggerated, but lots of the stories about her certainly aren't.
Что случилось
What ended up happening to Herodiana Byrne?
In her later years, she taught at Hogwarts, but only for a short while, just long enough to build a secret hall, it appears. Then one day, she just disappeared. Some say she actually banished herself. No one knows for sure.
If you tell me where to go, I'll see what I can do about it.
Simply go to the Hall of Herodiana. It's at the base of the Defense Against the Dark Arts Tower. There, you'll find a series of Depulso puzzles concealing pieces of Herodiana's ensemble.
Very well. I shall let you know if I find anything.
I can't wait to see
Но это мы
Herodiana's famous
сделаем в
ensemble.
следующий раз. А сейчас меня ждет урок астрономии. И мы бежим на самый-самый верх.
Suppose I should look for that secret hall Sophronia told me about. It does sound interesting.
Да, стоит, но не прямо сейчас. Сейчас у тебя урок. Здравствуйте, сэр Николас.
And your reading is The Dragon. That's exciting, I suppose. Perhaps you're due for an adventure.
Ladies,
Professor Shah.
astronomy is not divination. You won't find the mysteries of the cosmos charted out on your palms or at the bottom of your teacups. Alas, the heavens remain hazy to the starry-eyed. Now, if you were to devote yourselves to persistent and painstaking observation, you just might catch a glimpse. With that in mind, please take your telescopes. Tonight we will be on the observation deck.
А у меня нету.
Still don't have your own? You can't be the new student forever, you know. You can share with Mr. Takar.
Here, I can adjust that for you.
No, bring it into focus on your own. Now, I expect all of you to put in your stargazing hours outside of class. Is that clear?
But, Professor, it's freezing out.
Mere cold didn't stop the great stargazers of the past. Look only to the astronomy tables they erected throughout the Highlands from which they gazed millennia ago on the very self-same stars above us. Is that clear?
Да, все ясно.
Dismissed.
Oh, hello. I'm Amit. We met in potions class. I'm happy to report that we've yet to have any explosions in this class.
Oh, hello, Amit. Nice to see you again.
Did I hear Professor Shaw say that you don't have your own telescope? I have a spare one you could borrow for the rest of term.
Спасибо, ты очень добр.
That's very kind of you, Amit. Are you sure you won't need it?
I'm certain. It's my old one. I finally got my hands on the new Celestia Contemplar. You've heard of it, I assume? I mean, of course you have. It's only the pinnacle of all personal stargazing implements. But my old model's not too shabby either. Goblin-cut glass, first-rate optical enchantments. Hate to think such a fine instrument is just collecting dust.
Well, thank you, Amit.
Think nothing of it. Anyway, the telescope's in the storage room right underneath us. You can't miss it. I have some, reading to finish on the lower deck. Come find me there afterwards, and bring the telescope. There's something I want to talk to you about.
Давай.
Try to put off my stargazing as long as I can.
This was his old telescope. Looks practically brand new.
A pristine...
Professor Shah, I'm interested in learning more about astronomy.
It is increasingly rare to find a student who seeks after things celestial, of their own accord. But if you truly desire to chart the courses of the cosmos, you must rid your mind of the terrestrial babble of others. We ourselves are not unlike blank star charts, you know? Empty canvases waiting to be inscribed with all that the universe has to offer. Do you understand?
Почему вы недолюбливаете
Am I right in
прорицание?
thinking you are unimpressed by divination?
Of the many other so-called disciplines taught here, divination is perhaps the most feeble, especially in its nonsensical practice of astrology. Do not confuse astronomy and astrology. One is concerned with mysteries stellar and lunar, the other is mere lunacy.
Что такое астрономические
You
столбы?
mentioned astronomy tables earlier in class. What were you talking about?
Long ago, devotees of the astral arts set up stone slabs across the countryside. They are ideal for studying constellations near and far. For centuries, wizards made use of these astronomy tables for stargazing. Sadly, they have since become mere monuments to the intrepid intellectual pursuits of a bygone epoch.
Спасибо за
Thank you,
беседу.
Professor. I look forward to stargazing.
I am glad to hear it. Should be a stellar night for it.
Так, Amit. Где ты там? Вот ты где.
Perfect night for...
I have the telescope. It's nicer than I had expected.
I would not offer a prospective stargazer a third-rate lunoscope. But there is, something else.
Yes? What is it?
You remember those astronomy tables Shaw was going on about? It just so happens I've been reading up on them a little myself. And it seems there may be one right here at Hogwarts. I believe we could use it to find hidden constellations.
И тебе нужна помощь в поисках?
And you need someone to help you find it.
I do. Are you in? No one from the Gobstones Club will go with me. Said they'd rather get spit at by a stone than... Well, they are cowards. Let us get moving while the stars are still out. I'll show you how to use that telescope once we get there. I promise.
Звучите
No
увлекательно,
need to
я в
convince me.
деле.
Let's get going.
Brilliant. You won't regret it. Shall we?
Идем. Поактивнее можно идти? Идем.
The table is on a castle wall ahead. Look for a stone platform, something that doesn't quite belong. We'll know it when we see it. Onwards we go then.
Да ты можешь быстрее.
Lumos!
Вот, спасибо.
Some say the locations of the tables were originally marked by centaurs for ritual stargazing. It is nice having a fellow stargazer to explore with.
Happy to be here. It is good to leave the classroom now and then.
Не тормози, Amit.
It's not that creepy out here at night, is it? The Gobstones Club are cowards. Here I am, charging ahead. Why don't you lead the way?
If you're sure. could I ask you something?
Oh, certainly.
С чего такая любовь к звездам?
Why are you so fascinated with stars?
I suppose because there is so much to learn about them. I mean, there is plenty to learn about a lot of subjects, but astronomy seems limitless. Always something new being discovered. They are forever discovering new moons and stars. In fact, they discovered a new planet just 50 years ago.
А где находится этот стул?
Where precisely is the table we're looking for?
According to an old astronomer's chronicle I found in the library, it may be somewhere along the castle wall.
Actually, that's all I wanted to know.
Oh, very well then.
Ну, пойдем. Или мне без тебя идти?
A little foreboding.
Revelio. A few cobwebs and
Ой,
some
здрасте.
dust. Nothing to be concerned about.
Эта ванна находится под замком очень давно, никто не помнит сколько. Ходят слухи, что она была заколдована десятилетия назад, чтобы преследовать студентов, которые были слишком одержимы своей учебой и абсолютно забывали заботиться о личной гигиене.
Oh, of course. It's just not as tidy as I expected.
Пошли дальше. Прям активно пошли.
More cobwebs. You don't think any spiders might be lurking about?
Oh, no. Not this close to the school, Emmett. Incendio!
А вот и он.
The constellation should appear near the center of your view.
Так.
As soon as you've lined up the telescope, we will be able to fill out our star chart.
О! Лира!
I was right about the tables. They really are gateways to the far stars, just as the book said. And your contribution was invaluable. Rest assured, you shall be credited in my memoirs one day.
Жду с нетерпением.
Thank you, Emmett. I look forward to reading them.
And I look forward to writing them. This is only the beginning. You will find more tables like this one throughout the grounds and forest, all beckoning to be discovered by a worthy astronomer. And if I have ever seen one, it's you. Oh, and about my old telescope, don't bother returning it. You should keep it.
That's quite generous. Thank you.
Очень
You're
добр,
welcome.
спасибо.
It has goblin-cut glass and a gobbledygook inscription. I'm practically fluent in gobbledygook, you know. It's all in the throat, really, gobbledygook, you know, and how you pronounce your R's. Anyway, glad our adventure was a success. I will see you soon.
Спасибо, спасибо. Что у нас там дальше по заданиям? Кровное родство. Третье с Натти. Хочу встретиться с Натти. Ох, нифига себе. Забралась. А мне, кстати, не пора следующее испытание проходить древней магии-то? Ну, этих хранителей. По-моему, пора. Так, Натти. Ты уж слишком далеко забралась. Киса.
What are you up to now?
What seems to be the problem?
You may well ask. I'm convinced I saw a grim, an omen of death. I'm not safe, but if it can't
ты
see
чё так
me,
похожа
I'll
на
be
эту,
all right, won't I?
на
All I
Уизли?
need is an invisibility potion. Yes, that's what I need.
У меня
I'm
закончилось.
afraid I'm all out of invisibility potion. I suggest finding somewhere safe and being especially careful.
Safe. Careful. Yes, that makes sense. And you're sure you don't... No. Very well. Hopefully the Grim, or whatever it has foretold, doesn't get me first.
Так, Натти.
Who lived here, I
Натти.
wonder?
Ты где? Ладно. Бежим.
Psst, over here. Quietly. I'm glad that you received my owl. We need to stay low and remain quiet.
Natty, what's going on? Why are we all the way out here?
As promised, I did some investigating to find out what Harlow is up to. I followed him to the Hog's Head. I noticed him reading a letter. All I could see was that it was signed by and bore the seal of Victor Rookwood. And one other thing. Harlow mentioned you to his colleagues. They did not mistake you for someone else, did they?
No, they didn't. Rookwood and Harlow are after me.
Why did you lie to me? And what do they want with a Hogwarts student?
Professor Fig told me to keep things quiet, but I know I can trust you, Natty. Rookwood and Harlow want something Professor Fig and I found at Gringotts.
When were you at Gringotts?
Just before I came to Hogwarts. In fact, it's why I was late to the sorting ceremony. The portkey brought us there after the dragon attacked our carriage.
What on earth?
There's one more thing. It's a bit odd, if I'm honest. Professor Fig says I have a rare connection to a powerful form of ancient magic.
What does that mean?
I'm still learning, but I can see traces of it. And I've cast magic I can't otherwise. I know that's a lot to take in.
It is. And I will have more questions. For now, it's safe to say that Rookwood and Harlow are a threat to both of us, to all of us. And we can help to take them down for good. That letter is the tangible proof that Officer Singer needs. It is why I followed Harlow here and why I wrote to you. I need your help to retrieve it.
А может, обратимся в министерство?
Can't we just bypass Officer Singer and go directly to the ministry?
Do you think they will listen to a student? Only Officer Singer can start an investigation. The ministry will come in later.
Почему ты воюешь с
You
ними?
seem to be very determined in stopping Rookwood and Harlow. Why?
I knew men like him in Uganda. I know how bad things can get if they are not stopped. It's a long story, one I promise to share when we have more time. For now, let's do what we came to do.
Хорошо, идем.
I'll help you find the letter, Natty.
I'm glad to hear it. First, we must access the castle keep. I'll check the main gate, see if you can find another way in. I do not see any guards, but we should still try to be as quiet as possible. Harlow is here after all.
Ну а попадем мы в эту башню уже в следующей серии. Я с вами на сегодня прощаюсь. Подписывайтесь, ставьте лайки. Пока-пока.